Yo, it's your boy Mr. Box Office from Mr. Box Office TV, back with another video. Man United nil, Tottenham 3. And it's one of those videos that you won't see me say this quite often. I've got no complaints. A very good performance from Tottenham Hotspur. But one question I do need to ask Tottenham fans, because I like to challenge as Mr. Box Office, I would say, is it because Manchester United were that bad or Tottenham were very good? Me, I would say it's a bit of both. Definitely. Especially from when you saw the first half, especially from the third minute, Van der Ven running, doing those lung-busting runs right into the box, putting across the box for Johnson to just have a tap in, and that's it. That must be his fourth goal in a row. And now people are saying, well, he's proved himself to be a good player. So when people were saying that we were giving him too much critique, maybe that was actually good motivation for Brendan Johnson. Maybe that motivated him. Maybe he said what I said before. If he's arrogant, if he's got swag, he would say, I'll show you. And he's showing people. Still don't think he's a great player though, that's the thing. But to be credit to Tottenham, they dominated the first half. There were some chances for Manchester United though. Manchester United did get through, but the most of the day that Tottenham Hotspur played, and I have said before, we have been very good with the press. We are very good at pressing team, pressurise the opposition with the ball, and we've shown it today. Man United couldn't really get out of their half in that sense, and we were catching the ball when they were playing it from the back, and getting through on counter attacks as well. And it looked like a team that was growing, believing in the velocity of Postecoglou, this Ange ball that we're believing in. And you can see it in the way that we're playing. Solanke, as a signing, you can see why we signed him. Like I said before, I give credit to my boy Ismatic from Spurs Kings TV. Please like and subscribe to their channel. When he explained to me that he's brought in as a guy that works very hard, presses from the front line, and that really helps the other part of the team. Also holds up the ball, which really helps bring other people into play. It also provides a solution in terms of getting the opposition's players to concentrate on him and not concentrate on the other players that have got more space, like your Timo Werners and your Brendan Johnsons. Brendan Johnson has benefited from that the last how many games, and that's it. The only thing I would say is at the moment is, and I still stick by what I say, I don't like my front three still, even though I can see why they bought Solanke in. We should have scored more goals. Johnson had a chance on the right. It was a good dusting run from Doji with a good 1-2 from Timo Werner, putting it through. And then Johnson on the right, I think it was Kulusevski, who had a very good game. Remind me again of Dembele back in the day as well, putting him through. And Johnson, he'd taken it on and then put a shot right across on the right-hand corner, and he hit the post. And he was unlucky, but in saying that, he should have really done better with it, though. And Tottenham had other chances as well, just to get forward as well. Timo Werner had chances. Again, showing why I don't believe in Timo Werner, because he missed his chance. You could see that he was going to miss his chance, and that was it. He was a negative in the game, and it was the reason why he came off at the end of the match. But even though Man United had some of the ball, Tottenham Hotspur were still causing them lots of problems. The way that we were playing it from the back, playing it fast-paced, and that was it. The way that we had Bentancur, Kulusevski, and Maddison. Maddison was very focal in that as well. But it was just very well connected, and that's it. Yes, it was fluent. I'll agree with that, maybe. But still, could have done more with the amount of goals that we could have scored, and that was it in that moment. One of the key parts of the game was Manchester United going down to 10 men. it was right in our half, and then Maddison was coming in. Fernandez somehow trips over his feet, but then tries to get something on the ball with Maddison on the ball, but unfortunately hits his side of his leg. Maddison goes down, and the referee straight away puts a red card. Now, for me, I thought it was a yellow card. I know now people think it's more because of the threat of injury now. Those sort of tackles are looked as frowned upon, and it's really down to the interpretation of the referee. After that, I thought it was game over in my eyes. But at half time, when it got to half time, it was still 1-0 Tottenham. And really, it was just a case of, is it just game, set and match though? Because Man United down to 10 men. They brought off Maino and brought on Mason Mount, who didn't really do too much, to be honest with you, for Man United. And we had to see what happened in the second half, whether Tottenham Hotspur could just finish them off, because it was really, the game was there for the taking even more, and put more few goals against Manchester United, especially down to 10 men. We had 11 men. We had more men than them, and that was it. But it was a very good first half performance in terms of showing our authority, and that was it. Defence weren't really troubled, even though they did have a few chances. Garnacho hitting the post when it was a good volley across goal when the cross was coming in. I think it was from Rashford. And then Xerxes, who nearly just toe-poked a ball, but Vicario, who made a very good save, didn't really have that much to do with Vicario, if we're really honest. That was it. Did everything that he did well, was thrown at him, did really well, and that was it. And also, to be fair to the likes of Johnson especially, and Kulusevski and Bentancur, they did well in terms of trying to stop Manchester United from playing, and really kept Tottenham playing the football, trying to keep the ball, turn it over, and then getting us on the counter attack, and that was it. But then moving on to the second half, it was just important for Tottenham Hotspur to maintain the good first half they had, and they did do that. Tottenham Hotspur going down the right-hand side with Johnson getting through, then puts it into the box. Luckily, it deflected his cross, and Kulusevski just puts it in the back of the net, 2-0, and that was game, set and match. Problem is that Manchester United after that started to get into the game a little bit more. And you started to get a little bit worried. Man United was starting to get a little bit few chances. He was getting in there. Garnacho was getting in a couple of times as well, because he was doing it in the first half of putting it down the sides and getting Garnacho in as well. But they couldn't score. They couldn't score, Manchester United. And the thing that was good, even though Manchester United at the time were going to make a substitution, they brought on Højlund. They brought on Højlund and Eriksson. I think Richarlison, I think it was Rashford that came off. And I can't remember who else came off as well. But he came off as well. And at that time, Postecoglou made the decision. He brought on Sarr. I think he brought on Mikey Moore as well, and he made a very crucial substitution in that sense. Where, and then straight after that, the corner comes in from the right hand side. I think it was, or left hand side, and Sarr heads it above his head, and luckily, and then who's there? Solanke, who just needs to just put in the back of the net. And that was it. Game, set, match. Stopped Manchester United's momentum of trying to get back into the game as well, getting a goal. And that was it. And then that was it. That was it. Manchester United had nothing to really go on. They were trying to get another goal, but they couldn't do it. Mikey Moore comes on, looks so much better than Timo Werner, who, for me, was one of the worst players on the pitch for me. That was it, and shown why we should never have bought him in the first place. And a very good performance from Tottenham Hotspur. one of the games where I think you could say it's a statement. Whether that, that it doesn't change my mind about my team. I don't make my front three still. I can see why Solanke's in the team. Definitely after this performance. Johnson needs to continue. He's still not a winger for me. Definitely a frontline forward for me. I heard people saying he's man of the match. I think more Kulusevski for me. Kulusevski for me, and maybe even you have to count Van der Ven, who for me that run at the beginning of the match was fantastic. A defining moment maybe in his career where you can look at it and say top teams are looking at that. Top teams are looking at that run that he made was fantastic, which he did against Everton, and they're sitting there thinking, I want a bit of that. So Tottenham have to do well because he ain't staying at Tottenham if he continues with this progress, which he has been continuing with the progress. I have to say that, definitely. And definitely showing his quality for this season, because we were always going to judge him on the second and third season and see how he continue that form and get better. And he is doing that, definitely. And that's it. We have to give some credit to Udogie, who came off in the second at half time because he had an injury. But I thought he looked better defensively, and that was it. He was mopping up a lot of things as well. Poro as well. But that was one key thing as well. And then when Spence came on, which I was a bit annoyed with at the time, I thought Dragusin should have come on, and then put Van der Ven on the left of the back four. But Spence didn't do too badly. The only thing I think he was getting annoyed is that he had Timo Werner, who had a few chances to get it through. He had a few chances in the first half where he missed his chance. Onana made a very good save. And then in the second half, he had a few chances as well where you could see Spence was getting very annoyed with him, where he just asked Werner to just make the runs and he wasn't making the runs. And that was why he came off. I think Postecoglou spotted that and thought, well, you know what? You've had enough time, mate, and that's it, taking him off. And to be fair, Mikey Moore made some very good strides. He looked like very purposeful, effective, and even had a shot that went wide. And he had a better, he looked more purposeful than Timo Werner. The only problem is he's very, very young, Mikey Moore, and I think that's where they're trying to protect him a little bit more, and that's it, unfortunately. Berval come on for Maddison, and they even bought off Van der Ven. And Van der Ven and Maddison to save them for the next game. So it was a very good day in the office for Tottenham Hotspur. Some very good play, showing the way that we wanted to play, the way that Tottenham wanted to play, in the best light possible, in the big moments at Old Trafford. And that was it. So if you can see straight away, yeah, Mr. Box Office can be happy. It won't change. It doesn't change. No, I don't rate my midfield still. Because who we're playing, Manchester United, who, let's be honest here, were very, very bad. We have to see how this is consistently next game, and that's it. And then we see how we are, and that's it. It's always the second part of the season, we see where we are there, and that's it for me. And that's it. But there's some positives from that, definitely, that you can take from that. And we have to move it on to another level next game, and that's it. Consistency is key. No, consistency is key. But what I will say is that you can enjoy this victory. We can all avoid this victory, definitely. But I just want to remind Tottenham fans, we did win 6-1 against Manchester United a few under Mourinho. And where did we finish after that? Not going to try and get into that anyway right now, but Tottenham Hotspur have to do this in the cup. And I think the thing is, though, Manchester United didn't really give us any questions because they're in turmoil at the moment. If we're doing this in cups, if we're up against it in the cups and in Europe, when we're going to come up against it there, That's when we're going to see whether we've got the metal, and that's it. I still don't think we've got enough, especially in that front three, because it should have been more. And unfortunately, we have to be more ruthless to get where we need to get to, and that's it. Because that's what top teams do to win trophies. Because that's the only way you're going to close the gap to Man City. And that, in the day, yeah, great. But this is Arsenal's. Arsenal would do this easily all day long. Liverpool would do this. They've done it a couple of weeks ago. So this is a standard you need to do to compete and close that gap with Man City. But today, very, very positive. Bukayo didn't really have that much to do. There's certain things. Romero, very good today. It was all right as well. Van der Ven, man of the match. Has to be after he started off the match, and that's it. I've got to give pause to Spence when he came on for a Doji. But Burval looked good as well. Burval looked confident. He's trying to take his man on. Also shooting from outside the box, trying to make an effort there. Good effort, and that was it. And all round, a very good effort from Tottenham Hotspur. Very good performance. And as I said at the beginning of the video, no complaints. No complaints whatsoever. And that's it. That's your review from Mr. Box Office TV. Mr. Box Office himself, the main event, the Professor of Truth and Entertainment, the ratings killer, the people's champion and everyone's guilty pleasure. And if you don't know, get to know. Don't get used to this, guys, folks. Because like I say, I'm ruthless, I'm main event, I'm badass. And that was a badass performance from Tottenham Hotspur, and that's it. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, if you didn't know, get to know. Support your boy, Mr. Box Office. Subscribe and like. And come on, you Spurs. And I'm out.